Did a lot of your questions about Georgia get answered? Because they did for me. I mean, they're the favorite to win the SEC at this point. No shocker with Kirby Smart there. But I certainly feel better about Georgia. We'll talk about Tennessee in a minute, but thought they looked pretty good.
I think with Georgia, the most important factor that stands out is Georgia, even when it's not perfect, never panics.
Yeah.
Georgia has an identity that always is cool, calm, collective. And I truly view Kirby Smart as that veteran pool player at a college bar where he's just sitting around the table and you'll let a bunch of college kids show up and they'll go, hey, this is my table. I'll play you for it. Okay. You let them have the ball first. You let them go ahead and make a shot. You're okay with playing with stripes. And you let them make the mistakes. And then when you see your opportunities, move it right down the field efficiently, and you win and you say, next man, next guy up. That's all it is. That was how you thought about Georgia. Gunnar Stockton, a lot of people owe him an apology. Man was wheeling and dealing. Nobody is going to complain about a 360-yard, 3-touchdown day and a beautiful fourth down call to London Humphreys in the front pylon of the end zone. Nobody's going to complain about that. Nobody's going to complain about the physicality that you had with running the football. There are some things you got to clean up defensively, and I think that it will because of, again, this is Kirby Smart. He is a defensive-minded coach. He will never allow his defense to be that complacent again, ever, the rest of the year. And they still got games against Alabama. They still got games against Auburn. But the part that won me over in this game more efficiently was the first drive out of the third quarter. 14 plays, 13 runs. They took 8 minutes off the clock. They said, we can win with speed and finesse. We have wide receivers that we trust. We have an offensive line that's a little bit banged up right now. But you know what? We can also win with tempo and physicality in the trenches. Slow us down on the ground and make us throw the football. And if you can't, we're going to trust this in our back pocket. And that is Georgia's calling card. That is the ace in the hole that makes Georgia different. Defensively, they can get a couple stops. They can get the ball back. The play calling at times, a little bit hit and miss from Mike Bobo. I completely understand if Georgia fans want to complain a little bit. But overall, you show that you have wide receivers that can win on one-on-one matchups. You show that Zachariah Branch was worth every penny in the portal because of the way that he complements Colby Young, the way he complements Oscar Delp, London Humphreys. It doesn't matter. He is the yin to their yang. But you also still have the identity that has made Georgia one of the most prolific teams in college football for over a decade. They can run the football, they can ground and pound it, they can take time off the clock, and they can force you to have to play up tempo. And they did that, and that is ultimately what won the game. Kirby said that they did not deserve to win the game because they were the second best team on the field. But I hate to break it to you. Yes, you did. Because of in moments like that where you can panic and it feels like that you're going to hear the bell and it's a knockout punch, you find a way to respond. Elite teams do that. And that's still what makes Georgia, Georgia.
Honestly, this game was illuminating for me in that I believe I picked Georgia to win this, but Tennessee showed up in a big way. The things that they need to work on, obviously, I think there's something there with the running game. It's a Josh Heupel flaw that he just abandons it, and his instinct is to go for the jugular. And obviously in that first quarter, Tennessee just came out firing. And then just as the game went on, Tennessee got away from the running game. And you saw how the inverse happened for Georgia. They never went away from it. 55 rushing attempts for Georgia in this game. And they got a lot of help from a lot of guys. I don't think this is the same offensive line talent that we've gotten used to from Georgia over the years, but the commitment to it, that steady presence. Gunnar Stockton just doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't put the football in bad places. Is he going to light up the world and, be a Heisman candidate? No, but he is steady Eddie, and that's exactly what Georgia needs at the helm. So that is great. But
play the sleeper more or less game every single Wednesday. We'll do it again this week when the stats are out, when the picks are available. You can pair more or less of 2 or more players and win literally up to 1,000 times your money. Go to the Sleeper app, use our code CFA for 100% match up to $100. I was in there yesterday in an eliminator league. I've made it through 2 weeks of the NFL season. Not that impressive, but there have been weeks that I've lost week 1. So go check out the eliminator leagues. Go check out the pick'ems. Obviously, a lot of people have their fantasy football through the Sleeper app. Their score bug is great. They do a great job with just updating the scores of everything. I was watching Barcelona's score bug while I was watching Red Zone yesterday on the TV. So go check them out. Terms and conditions apply. Make sure you see their terms of use for details.